Springsteen singing American Skin. That was about Amadou Diallo. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Chip Berlet joining us from Massachusetts, senior political analyst at Political Research Associates, co-author of Right-Wing Populism in America, Too Close for Comfort. His latest piece called Possible Racist and Anti-Immigrant Tie to Alleged Arizona Assassin. If you look at the videos of Jared Loughner, you see numerous numbers. You see his references to grammar as a way the government controls us. And you see this constant reference to currency. Chip, can you explain what he's talking about?
Well, only partially. Clearly, he's mainly unbalanced. He picks up a lot of themes of people who are very troubled and anxious. You know, I can't diagnose him, but I think this is someone who is disturbed. That said, why did he pick the target he picked? And the answer, I think, is found in some of his obsessions with things like currency, with federal manipulation of money, with the idea of a second American Constitution, which is used in the Patriot and far-right movements to describe the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, which freed the slaves and gave the right of citizenship to anyone born in the United States. There are references to basically conspiracies in which the government is oppressing the people and perhaps in his mind engaging in mind control on behalf of vested interests who control the money. This is a long-standing right-wing conspiracy theory.
This issue of grammar?
Well, as the Southern Poverty Law Center points out, comes from a patriot icon named David Wynn-Miller of Milwaukee, who has a whole website talking about the use of grammar and numbers as a way of mind control to keep people from focusing on the great Federal Reserve conspiracy theory. The idea that the Federal Reserve was created as part of a vast conspiracy is not just embedded in the minds of people who are disturbed, but it's widely shared on Alex Jones' website and by Ron Paul, elected Representative Ron Paul. So what we have here is a right-wing milieu in which Mr. Loughner apparently wandered through and posted information about his own beliefs.
Chip Berlet, one of the students in a class of Jared Loughner said that a young woman had read a poem about abortion, and he stood up and said something about killing her baby and just started to laugh. But can you talk about where anti-choice activism fits in with this?
Well, if you're walking in the shoes of a person who believes this set of stories, abortion, gay rights, sexual liberalism are all part of a plan to destroy America by reducing its moral backbone and allowing godless ideas and alien ideas to infiltrate the country and destroy America as God's new promised land. So within certain groups of the Christian right who were militantly anti-abortion, the idea is that this is all part of the same fabric of secular humanist liberal treason. And it's this idea that the Democrats and the liberals and the leftists are treasonous, which is creating this atmosphere of demonization and vilification. Back in June of 2009, I wrote a report called Toxic to Democracy, which said, and I'll quote it, aggressive right-wing rhetoric targeting Democrats as treasonous encourages some unstable people to act out in aggression or violence. So this was predictable. Sarah Robinson, David Nywert, Mark Potok, dozens of reporters who study the right wing have been predicting the outcome of this wave, this Becking of America, where the Glenn Becks, the Ann Coulters, the Bill O'Reillys talk about abortion, talk about gay rights, talk about health care, talk about the Democrats as traitors to America who have to be stopped.
Investigators are also exploring suspected links between Loughner and American Renaissance, a group known for white supremacist, anti-immigrant, anti-Semitic rhetoric. Can you explain who they are, Chip?
Well, I can by starting to say that that report was woefully researched and contained numerous errors of fact. American Renaissance is a tuxedo racist group of scholars and intellectuals. It is white supremacist, it is eugenicist, it believes in bloodline purity in America. But they had a major struggle over anti-Semitism, and the anti-Semites were thrown out. The reference in that the so-called government report to the Zionist-occupied government, that's the rhetoric of the neo-Nazi movement. So, again, what we have here is a government document allegedly being circulated which misunderstands the politics of the situation, and it's just an error. It's entirely possible Mr. Loeffner read their newsletter. It's entirely possible he visited their website. There is evidence that he's obsessed with immigration and natural-born Americans, natural law citizens as opposed to constitutional citizens, by which the right wing means black people. But that was a bogus report.
The reference to a second American Constitution in his writings?
Well, the Second American Constitution, or the Second United States Constitution, as he called it, is a reference to the post-Civil War Reconstruction Amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. And this is part and parcel of the Patriot movement and the militia movement and the Posse Comitatus movement. Racist movements, in this case, who believe that this completely overturned the pre-existing Constitution. So it became a second American Constitution based on this false notion of equality. And so the second American Constitution then begs the question of the need for a second American Revolution to overthrow the bogus government in Washington and restore the natural rights to white citizens and replace the original Constitution, which has been superseded by this fake equality Constitution.
Chip, of course, this is all speculation, although there is a lot of writings of Loeffner on his MySpace page, which was pulled down, and other places online. But the fact that Congressmember Giffords is the first Jewish Congressmember to be elected from Arizona?
Well, again, it's all speculation, but if there was a connection, it would be the idea that Jews own the banks, that there's a Zionist world plot to control the money supply, and that part and parcel of this conspiracy involves the Bilderberger banking group, the Rothschild family, the Schiff family, and traitorous politicians who are in league with the Jew bankers.
Is what he says, or what that theory
No, it's not
about.
what he says. It's what reading for 30 years right-wing literature, I can pretty much parody their crazy theories and their disgusting bigotry. So I apologize. That is the racist, anti-Semitic interpretation of the federal government conspiracy. But the whole spread of conspiracy thinking in America fuels